So on today's Sister Conversation, we're going to talk about how to thrive in spite of dyslexia. And we're going to have our conversation with Neal Mason, the owner and founder of Women Cultivating Greatness.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here.
Yeah, thank you for having this conversation with me today. I'm super excited to have this conversation with Kim. Kim and I met a couple of weeks ago in Atlanta, Georgia. We were both attending a conference. And actually, she stood up in one of the breakout sessions and talked a little bit about her business, Women Cultivating Greatness. And when I heard, I was like, oh my God, she's from Houston. Her business and my business aligns. So I gotta talk to her. So I ran over to her and started a conversation, and now we're here today talking to you guys. Okay, so Kim, tell us a little bit about Women Cultivating Greatness.
All right, Women Cultivating Greatness. Our mission is to have a high energy events, networking and educational events that help women to connect, communicate, and collaborate.
Oh, I love that.
In an atmosphere of greatness, and so that they can, truly live their God-given potential.
Oh, I love that. You see why we connect? Because with A Sister's Truth, I'm all about helping women to discover, define, and live their truth. And their truth is pretty much their God-given gifts and talents and skills that they were born with, and really just tapping into those talents and skills to, manifest that courageous life that we all really want to live. So, absolutely. As you can see, that's the reason why I was drawn.
Right, absolutely.
Drawn to Miss Kim. So tell us about the event that you have coming up in a couple of months.
So I'm really excited about it. The event is going to be May 5th of 2018. And it's the Women Cultivating Greatness inaugural luncheon. During this luncheon, we're going to be honoring women executive directors in the community of nonprofit organizations, and just thanking them for all of the great work that they do in the community. So it's going to be really fun, really good, and I'm looking forward to it. And we'll have some people from government there.
Very nice. Very nice.
So it's going to be a really great opportunity to connect and be able to see some of the work that we're doing as well.
Oh, that's going to be amazing. So tell us a little bit about why learning is the central part of your nonprofit.
Well, the reason why learning is so important is because I did not find out until I was in my 30s that I was dyslexic. I had spent a lot of time struggling in school, having a lot of learning challenges. But the good thing about learning about being dyslexic is that I was able to put a name on some of the things and my inability to process certain things. But and so that's kind of why I chose education. There are women who really need to know things in order to move forward and to stay unstuck. We've had time management, organizational skills. We've had life events and other type of events to help them learn, to do things to be great.
Wow.
So, yes,
wow.
yes.
So you was in your 30s when you found out. Wow.
Yes.
So do you think there's a lot of misinformation on dyslexia?
Yeah, there's a lot of misinformation on dyslexia because it is just a different way of learning. I know that I use all 5 of my senses when I'm trying to learn something. And I've been very blessed to have a great family, a wonderful church that I go to, and great friends who understand me. Yeah. And it's not anything to be ashamed of. And it took a while for me to understand that it was okay to be dyslexic. We all have something that we have to, understand, go through, and be better. So, yeah.
Right. Wow. 30 years old, huh?
Yes.
So you went, so growing up, you went a long time not knowing what the cause was.
Yeah, but you know, kids are pretty resilient. And what I did, I would make up rhymes to remember things. I would, I find it easier that if I read a chapter and then, or a paragraph, and then read it backwards, I understand it better. And I process the information better.
Really?
So there's so many women out here who, you know, don't know how to write a resume, don't know so many things. And Women Cultivating Greatness want to be able to provide those opportunities for them.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So did you have a difficult time accepting that you were dyslexic?
Yeah, yes, very much so. Because I knew I was different from my friends. You know, they would say, oh, I studied that last night and I made an A. Well, in order for me to make an A, I had to start studying 6 days in advance. And I finally, you know, and I was always beating myself up about it. You know, you didn't learn it. You didn't do that right. And it, what happened is just one day, I just said to myself that God doesn't make junk.
Right. No, he doesn't. Thank God for that.
Right. And then I just decided to accept myself for who I was. Because if God doesn't make junk, then he must have given me everything I needed to fulfill the purpose that he has just for me.
Yes.
And so I do certain things. I don't beat myself up anymore when I forget something. I also, you know, do a lot of self-care things that helps me. I love to entertain in my home, and I love being around my friends and family, and that's something that relaxes me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You know, here at AST, at A Sister's Truth, I'm all about helping women to embrace their difference. Right? Because God made each and every one of us different, and that's okay.
Absolutely.
Being in a society now where we have social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everybody is sharing their social media lives is what I call it. You know, we tend to compare ourselves to what we see on social media, and when it doesn't, you know, live up to what we see, we kind of downplay our lives,
so true.
Right?
That is
but we
so
have
true.
to really embrace our difference, because the way I look at it as well is that, you know, God took his time with me.
Yes.
Yeah, he focused on me when he created me. So it was so many different details, intricate details that went into creating LaKitia, that went into creating Kim.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so we need to embrace that difference, because that's how we live that authentic life. You know, a life full of purpose and meaning and joy and happiness. So,
yes,
you know, it's amazing. I'm glad that you said that it took you to really just embrace who you are.
Right.
And that's when you started to, you know, to really walk in your greatness. Because as a survivor of sexual abuse, like you guys already know, I had to do that.
Yeah.
I had to embrace the fact that I was a victim and understand that it was wrong and it wasn't my fault. And once I embraced that, I was able to heal. So
that is so good. Yeah. That's so good.
Yeah, that's amazing. So what do you do for self-care? You said there's some things you do for self-care.
Yeah, for self-care, you know, I make sure I get my massages every month. And one thing, I really like hanging around positive people. I have an amazing family, amazing friends. I was not raised in church, and people think that that's really odd. But I've been a member of Windsor Village for, I just was thinking about it the other day, it's about to be 30 years.
Wow.
But that's a good support system for me. And I like donating my time, volunteering. That's my self-care, helping another woman in any way that I can. And you know, and then spending time with my family, my immediate family, my wonderful husband and my daughter, and so that's amazing. That's what I do. That's amazing. I also like to decorate. I love decorating.
I can tell, Miss Kim.
And that's my little thing that I don't get paid for, but I love doing.
That you love doing.
Yes.
You know, it's not weird that you didn't grow up in the church, because I didn't grow up in the church either.
Oh.
Yeah, so my grandmother on my mom's side, that's where the church foundation came from.
Right.
But she died when I was young. She died when I was 8 years old. So pretty much when my grandmother died, going to church died with it.
Right.
So at my first book reading and discussion, you know, I told a little bit about my story. And, you know, someone asked me, how did you get through it? Like, how did you get through it?
Right.
And I was like, God.
Yes.
That's all I can, that's really all I can say. And, you know, for me, because I didn't grow up in church, I doubted whether or not there was a God, because as a child being sexually abused, you know, I was thinking, you know, if there's really a God, then why am I going through this? Right. But all you need is faith the size of a mustard seed. That's all you need.
That's it.
That's all you need.
Yeah. And I don't know if you feel this way, but I when I found the church that I attend now, you know, through my cousin, she invited me to come. It's just, I kind of just felt like God found me. That He just found me, and He saved me.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm still learning, and every day I still learn, and it's a wonderful thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's a wonderful thing. It really is. So, what inspired you to come forward with your story about dyslexia and incorporate it in your business?
Yeah, you know, it's really funny because I never really discussed it because of the shame behind it, or the shame that I interpreted in my head that I had. But I knew that there were a lot of adult women who suffer from dyslexia and who need information to make their lives better. Because I know I became the Google queen because I knew that would really help me if I had questions about certain things. And so having this organization for them was just kind of having it for me. You know, they kind of say that when you find what you really want to do, it's because you want to fix a problem that you have yourself. And so if a woman needs to know how to do a resume, I want to help. If a woman needs to know about, you know, being able to do a will and insurance and all of those important things, we want to hold those seminars that would help them do that.
So I like how you mentioned helping other women. That was the inspiration behind coming forward with your story. When I was in college, I spoke on sexual abuse and molestation through an organization called Youthful Survivors. I saw an ad in the paper and I contacted the group. And this was before I got any therapy for the sexual abuse. And so this was also my first time really saying out loud to complete strangers that I was sexually abused. And, you know, growing up, hopefully I don't date myself, but growing up, I would watch the after school specials on ABC. And, you know, the after school specials, they would have specials on kids who are being sexually abused.
Right.
But because it was on TV, I didn't think it was real. So it wasn't until I started speaking about sexual abuse and molestation with Youthful Survivors, and I told my story, and a kid came up, a young girl came up afterwards and told me that she thought she was pregnant by her mother's boyfriend. So that got real for me, because it was like, oh my God, I'm not the only, like, this really happens to other kids. So that was the inspiration behind me getting up week after week, you know, school after school, organization after organization, to tell my story, because I never knew if there was somebody in the audience who was actually going through it, who needed to hear me say, I've been where you are, I've gotten through it, and I'm getting through it. So that was my inspiration behind telling my story as well.
That's true.
And also creating an organization, you know, that fixes a problem that you have. That's what A Sister's Truth is all about.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the oldest of all my siblings, so I didn't have a big sister to talk to and to mentor me. and to coach me per se. So that's the reason why, one of the many reasons why I started A Sister's Truth. So I can just be that mentor for another woman. So yeah.
That is really good. And, the women that we're going to be honoring at the luncheon on May 5th, they're all women who have dedicated their lives to helping other women. And my organization, after this luncheon, we want to go in and volunteer and touch all of those women that are being helped by these different organizations and to be a part of their growing and learning, and so in a later video, I'll release the names of all of the ladies that we're going to be honoring.
Okay.
But, for now, I'm just going to, make sure that we just do everything in excellence with this luncheon. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it too.
So
tell us, where can we are tickets on sale now? Where we can go?
Yes, tickets are on sale. We have a website. It's www.womencultivatinggreatness.com. And you can also sign up to volunteer. If you would like to volunteer in some of these women organizations, you can do that. And we can you can also go ahead and buy your ticket if you choose to do that as well.
Okay.
But I'm really looking forward to this, and just thank you for the opportunity to sit here and talk to you. I have read about you, read your story, and I just think you're phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for being here and having this conversation, because there's so many different issues and problems that we all have and share. But when we're going through it, we tend to think that nobody else is going through it or nobody else understands. So I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story as well, because this is amazing. We need to see more women who have survived, if you will, to so we can encourage other women,
absolutely,
as well. So how can we find you? How can we find you on social media?
Yeah. I'm on Facebook. I'm Kim_Neal_Mason, Mason. And from there, we also have a business page, Women Cultivating Greatness, and Twitter, Kim_Neal Mason.
Okay.
And I also do a little Instagram, so I'm on there as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. I will leave Miss Kim's information in the description box below. So if you want to get your tickets, if you're in the Houston area, please do so, because this event is amazing, and we need to support more organizations like Women Cultivating Greatness and support more women like Miss Kim, to continue to do what it is that they're doing. And then they also can sponsor a seat as well. So if you're not in the Houston area, you can still help her out and contribute by sponsoring, a seat or a whole table, right?
Yes,
or
it's all on the website.
Yeah, so definitely go to the website. I'll leave all the information below. Thank you so much, Miss Kim.
Yes, God bless you. Thank
you. Thank you. And we'll see you guys next. Hey sis, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to watch our video. I am so excited to let you know that we're going to be uploading new videos every week to give you the tools, the encouragement, the motivation, the inspiration that you need in order to live a courageous life without limits. So in order to stay connected with us, I need you to hit that subscribe button and also ring the bell so you can get notifications every single time we upload a new video. In the meantime, check out these videos right here, and until I see you again, always remember that you are enough and your truth is